Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Botev Plovdiv. We are now into 2023. We are at the end of January. It was actually a very busy January, very similar to the October. So I think we started the 21st of January, we played 23rd, the 25th, we're now playing on the 28th. It's pretty busy right now. So there's some news. Zohir Nana, no longer here anymore. He had a minimum fee release of £4.1 million in his contract, couldn't get rid of it. He basically wanted to leave in the summer. I kept rejecting offers from various clubs. Finally, PSG and a number of other teams actually did hit the £4.1 million. He signed for PSG because all of our good youth players sign for PSG. So PSG signed Stanislav Shopov in 2020. Then in 2022-23, they've signed Luis Tizzi and Zohir Nana. They're probably going to be signing Sangare as well at some point, just to let you know. With Zohir Nana leaving the club, we did have to find ourselves a replacement, and our director of football found one who was on a free transfer. It is Marko Bulat, who is a Croatian central midfielder from Šibenik. I say free transfer, his contract was up at the end of the season. I gave him a contract. I had to pay a little bit of money for him. I think it's £100,000. Yeah, £100,000 for a natural Mazzala. He's also very good as a deep-lying playmaker. So we've got a nice, versatile young central midfielder for pennies. My director of football also managed to find ourselves a half-decent left midfielder as well. It is Lubomir Solev? Maybe. You probably don't pronounce the T. It's probably just Solev, isn't it? So yeah, he has joined from Ludogorets for £800,000, I think, in total. 825, there you go. So far, he's yet to play for us, because I keep forgetting Edwin Gayassi. He's very good. So I don't really know why I bought him. We've also bought a German, who's actually Brazilian, called Laurie. Don't really know why. Free transfer, no connection to any clubs at all. Just thought, let's pick him up on a free. So yeah, that is our transfer business so far. The window is still open. You can see a few loan deals as well going through. Vinko Situm signing for Lokomotiv Gorna. Cabrini has gone to Barrow. I recalled him. Didn't play him. And now he's gone. So he was at Cariana. He's now gone to Barrow. Hopefully he's going to get a little bit more football playing at the highest level. In between episodes, we have lost another match. It's 2 matches now in the entire season, ignoring Europa League and whatnot. Although, I think, didn't we win everything in the Europa League as well? We lost to Hibs once. Okay, anyway, 3 matches have been played in the league. First up, CSKA-Sofia, a 2-0 victory here. Martin Zeman after just 20 seconds and Lasana Dia after 10 minutes from the penalty spot, giving us 3 points. Against Levski, we lose because our goalkeeper wears boxing gloves. Both of the goals from Levski were shots come in, goalkeeper parries out, someone's there to mop up the rebound. Stoyan Rusev did get a solitary goal for us in this one, but obviously it was not enough. Then against Botev Vratsa, it was a similar scenario. However, this time we were on the right end of it. They took the lead thanks to a shot, which was parried into the path of Martinov, who then put it in the back of the net. We then score 2 goals. Zoran Lekic just before half-time. Filip Pavlicic, who was playing as a striker on 51 minutes. Then Lasana Dia, gets himself sent off for a straight red card. It was a 2-foot tackle from behind. Very well justified. And then a double yellow card for their Derek Mensah in the 67th minute. We are obviously still top of the table because there was 10 points between us and second place. There is still 10 points between us and second place CSKA-Sofia, who are going to be our opponents today. They still do have a game in hand. Also, Lokomotiv Gorna have 2 games in hand, so if they win both of them, they will go on to 41 points? Yeah, 41 points if they win both their games in hand. So technically, we're not 10 points clear of second place. We could be a lot less than that. 8. It's 8 points. I had to do the maths in my head. So the first match of the episode then is going to be up against CSKA-Sofia. It is first versus second. It is the old rivalry that we are actually winning in terms of previous meetings in the save. 7-6 with 5 draws in the middle. I am not expecting to get anything out of this game. The starting lineup we will be going for. In goal will be Milkov. The back 4 will be Atanasov, Sangare, Keita and Zemyarsky. Sangare, I've dropped him for the last few games because of obviously the transfer interest that's going about him. So I kind of don't really want him playing, but he's our best central defender. CSKA-Sofia, obviously one of the best teams in Bulgaria. Need to play as good a team as we possibly can. In midfield, it's going to be Lovro, Grajfon and Marko Bulat. Nedlev, Nenov and Solev are going to be the attacking midfielders. No, it's not Nenov. Nenov always finds his way into the team because I ask the assistant to pick. and he goes, play Nenov. Nenov says he wants first team football. I've probably promised it to him. Nope. Yeah, he's not amazing. He's good. He's not amazing. He's certainly not a Stanislav Shopov. So Shopov is going to be that attacking midfielder. Solev is going to be making his debut. Martin Zeman, our top goalscorer, will be the striker for this one. Two teams playing very similar formations. We know all about CSKA. They are not having the best of seasons. I say they're not having the best of seasons. I don't know whether they are, because I think we're just having a much better season than we're used to. Well, 10 minutes in, and Grajfona has picked up an injury, and we do have a highlight. Lyaskov with the ball for Sofia, running down the right-hand side, tries to play it forward to Fortes, and Keita just cocks up completely, and Fortes' effort is wide of the post. Atanasov with the throw. I think he is a former CSKA-Sofia player. Atanasov once again all the way back to Milkov, to Keita. Don't balls this up this time. Plays it forward to the Croatian and new signing Bulat. Grajfona still on the pitch with his injury. Nedlev, he's going to have Atanasov on the right-hand side. Can he cross it in? He can't quite manage it. And now Tilev can potentially break free. Tilev is one of their best players, and he always seems to score against us. Now Rodriguez, who's about 37 years old now, I think. Tilev on the left. Bit of space. Crosses in early. Fortes is there. Takes a deflection, and now we can hopefully get the ball clear. Kostash with a free kick for CSKA, and it's Lashazar Kotev. Our former player, Lashazar Kotev, has put CSKA-Sofia in the lead from the header. Oh, this is not going well. Rodriguez with a free kick on 27 minutes, and that has rattled the underside of the bar by the looks of it. And we are going to win a free kick because somebody was offside. Nedlev's free kick, 30 minutes on the clock. Nedlev forces a save. Sangare gets it and does nothing with the ball because he's a central defender. And now CSK can just smash the ball into the dugout. It's not going well. It's really not going well. We've had just the one shot, and it was that Nedlev effort. Rodriguez's corner comes in. Keita heads clear. Straight to Tilev, who's just smashed it into the back of the net. It is 2-0. This is legitimately our worst performance of the season. We are doing so badly. We've played badly before in games. We have not played this badly. We've had one shot, or two shots now, but no one is performing. Half time then, 2-0 down. Right, angry team talk. Avenge what happened. I don't know whether that was a good idea. Zeman, 6.3. Solev on a 6.5. 6.4s for Shopov and Nedlev as well. 6.3 for Atanasov. Everyone's playing badly. Grajfona, who's got his injury, is actually, I was going to say arguably, no, he is technically our best player on the pitch, him and Zemyarsky. I'm going to do Shopov off for Nenov. I'm going to listen to what my assistant manager recommended before I actually changed my mind. 10 minutes or so into the second half, we're still not doing anything, are we? But this is how every second half always seems to start like this. Just nothing happens until about the 70th minute. Or until I do a substitution. Lukanovic is coming on for Zeman, who's just not doing a damn thing in this match. We're getting better, but we're still not actually doing anything. Now Nedlev's picked up an injury. We are going down without a fight in this one by the looks of it. We do now finally have a highlight with just 6 minutes left to play of the entire match. Rodriguez with the ball to Henrique. CSKA-Sofia with the ball. No, Nenov cuts it out. Finds Solev on the left-hand side. The first time he's really been able to get involved in the game. Keeps hold of the ball. Tries to cross it. Zemyarsky finds Bulat. Little back flick to Solev again. Bulat in the middle to Grajfona, who's played most of the match with that potential knee injury. Keita forward. Tries to find Lukanovic and can't do it. Nenov now with the ball. Has to go out wide to Atanasov. Nenov again. Across to Bulat with a bit of space. And the Croatians' effort is just wide of the right-hand post. Milkov with a goal kick. We've got a minute of normal time to play, and I probably should have done some more subs. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything from this. Lukanovic isn't going to get on the end of this. There is obviously, this is going to be a proper highlight because we don't know how much injury time there's going to be. Henrique with the ball for Sofia, runs forward, keeps going, dodges a tackle, goes for goal. It's oh my days. Oh my actual days. Henrique's effort smashes into the bar. It comes back and hits flipping Milkov on the back of the head and goes in. I honestly don't know what to say. We've just been outclassed. 3-0. 3-0. Firstly, we've conceded 3 goals for the first time this season. And secondly, we've not scored, I think, for possibly like the second or third time this season. That was just an appalling performance. You're getting an aggressive team talk. You're not coming in for training tomorrow because we've got a match in 2 days' time. So that does mean that CSKA have closed the gap a little bit with their game in hand, potentially put some just 4 points behind us. Ludogorets also picking up a victory against Botev. Vratsa keeps them in pace as well. Levski beating Dunav keeps them in pace. Lokomotiv Gorna drawing 3-3 with CSKA 1948. They're still not out of it because they still do have 2 games in hand. They're starting to be a little bit too far away. It is CSKA-Sofia that is our biggest threat at the moment, I think. So Nedlev is injured for 1 to 2 days. Grashfona is injured for a day. Good. We've also got £250. £250 because Ebert has played a certain amount of league games with Lokomotiv Gorna. £250, is that it? Hold on. We didn't even sell him to there, did we? No, we didn't. We sold him to Botev Vratsa. He then went off. Oh, I don't understand how that works. What we are going to do next, we're going to do some brief highlights of the Montana game, and then we're going to go into the Europa League once again, and we have drawn VfB Stuttgart in the first knockout round. Now, for some reason, I don't know when the second leg is. Is there a second leg? I don't know. Is 2022 where the Europa League just goes one leg? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a second leg anywhere. Just before we get to the Montana game, some massive transfer news for us. Plemen Bakaziev has left the club for £7 million. It's not, it's £5 million. What? There was a couple of teams who offered £7 million. And apparently, my director of football, or whoever it was, not director of football, possibly the board, went, we'll accept this one from Milan. He's gone for £5 million. Still, it's £5 million. It's still better than nothing. Also, you'll notice, league table-wise there, CSKA-Sofia have played their game in hand, which they did win. They are now just 4 points behind us. However, we're the only team playing today. The starting lineup we're going to go for against Montana: Milkov in goal, Terzic, Lekic, Sangare and Bressel as the midfield. Their defenders, as the defenders, Dia and Bulat as the midfield, Gayasi, Shopov and Pavlicic as the attacker midfielders, with Martin Zeman as the striker. With 7 minutes on the clock, we have taken the lead with our first highlight of the match. Terzic's cross in finds Martin Zeman in the centre of the penalty area. Great first-time finish from the youngster, making it 1-0. With no Todor Nedlev on the pitch, Martin Zeman has been taking the free kicks, and he scores his second goal of the game on 44 minutes, making it 2-0, and it's likely to be 2-0 at half-time. It is not 2-0 at half-time. Martin Zeman has rounded off his hat-trick thanks to Lucina Dia, who basically just places it across for him. Zeman cannot miss from that range. We are 3-0 up at half-time. It has been a spectacular performance so far from Martin Zeman. He probably should have scored 4 or 5. He's had a couple of good efforts as well, free kicks. He had one really close range chance, which he just smashed wide for some reason. Could have easily scored it. The second half, compared to the first half, was fairly dull. There was still a couple of efforts from Martin Zeman in particular. Obviously didn't score anymore, but a 3-0 victory with a hat-trick from Zeman in the first half is a pretty good result. It does mean that, once again, we have played more games than everyone else in the league for some reason. I still don't understand why we've played more games. We've been playing in Europe. Why are we playing more games than everybody else? Anyway, we're now 7 points clear of CSKA-Sofia. Up next, it is going to be the match against VfB Stuttgart in the Europa League. It's not going to be an easy one. And Terzic is going to miss it after twisting his knee. Great. We are back in Europa League action then. VfB Stuttgart are our opponents. We are home for, I assume, the first leg. I don't know whether there is a second leg. I mentioned this earlier in the episode. I'm not quite sure. It doesn't seem to say that it is the first leg. It just said Euro Cup first knockout round. There is no first leg, second leg, any of that nonsense. It might be a one-shot deal against VfB. Before we go too far though, 2 more transfers have happened and they've left the club. I'm taking the L on this one. Sasa Ivkovic, who we signed from Maribor for £1.2 million at the start of this season, we've sold to Maribor for half that. We bought him for 1.2, we've sold him for 575, potentially rising to 700. It was a bad bit of business, okay? We have also sold Slovenian defence midfielder Janez Pisek. He has found his way to the MLS, signing for Seattle for £1 million, which is a lot of money for basically someone who, I don't think he was great. We paid $170,000 for him, sold him for $1 million. I think that's a good bit of business for us. Back to the Europa League though. The starting lineup then is going to be strong for this. It is going to be Milkov in goal. It is going to be Bressel, Sangare, Keita and Zamyaski as the back four. Lasana Dia will be the defensive midfielder with Marko Bulat as the central midfielder. Todor Nedlev, Stanislav Shopov, Edwin Gayasi and Martin Zeman will be the front four. VfB Stuttgart are playing defensively, I guess. I mean, they've got a very good team. Their two central defenders, Vlad Hirashez, obviously former Tottenham, if I remember correctly. Yeah, former Tottenham central defender. He's 33 years old. Timo Baumgartel, that's probably not how it's said, is great. He's a really good option. 26 years old as well. Defensively, they look good. Mafio also, former Man City right back, or youngster. Their striker, Nicolas Gonzalez. He's good. He's very good. He scored 8 goals in 11 appearances so far in the league. I'm hoping this is a one-shot deal. I'm hoping we play them once, we beat them 1-0 at home, and then we go through to the next round. I think what's more likely to happen is after we play this, the second leg will suddenly turn up in our fixture list. 7 minutes on the clock, and Bressel has headed the throw-in clear. Zeman now can break, stops, finds Shopov, who finds Bulat, who's rattled the underside of the bar, and VFB can clear their lines. 20 minutes now on the clock. We are looking okay. We're having a lot of possession, but we always have a lot of possession. Not having any shots on target. Tommy's corner comes in. Gonzalez's header is over the bar. That is the first highlight for Stuttgart. Nedlev with a free kick for us. He's played it low. It's a save. Sangare doesn't do anything with the ball. And now VFB Stuttgart can potentially break, but the highlight does end. Sangare always gets in those positions. He always seems to get in the 6-yard box with the ball at his feet and then just gets tackled because he doesn't know what to do with it because he's not a striker. Half time then, it is 0-0. Elsewhere, let's find Islevski, I think, is still in this competition, aren't they? Because they did win their group. They are 1-0 up against Athletic Bilbao. Good news for Bulgarian football. I've not done any changes at half time, but that could be an issue because some of our more attacking players not doing so well. Gayassi, Zeman, also Bulat not doing great. Bressel's throw finds Lasina Dia to Shopov in the area, crossed to Gayassi at the back, and that is going to go wide for a goal kick. I've just looked at my subs bench, and I really should not have just asked the assistant to pick that, because we are extremely top-heavy. Nenov, Lukanovic, Mladenov and Moller all attack-minded. Rusev and Hristov defensive. We've got no central midfielders on the bench. We are going to bring Bulat off. They recommend Nenov. What we'll do, we'll swap those two over. So Shopov's going to drop in to be the Mazzala. Nenov is going to be that attacking midfielder. We've got 20 minutes left to play. It's not been a particularly exciting second half. Not really particularly exciting first half. Tommy's free kick for Stuttgart. And it is a wonderful free kick with 15 minutes left to play. And Eric Tommy has made it 1-0. And this could be the end of our Europa League run. Nedlev with a free kick. We've got 6 minutes to play. Sangare in the centre circle. Back to Todor Nedlev. Backward, to Dia. Now Nenov, the substitute, goes for goal. And oh my word, Radoslav Nenov has just placed that into the bottom corner. It is 1-1. His first ever goal for the club. And what a goal to score as well. I mean, this is just inch perfect. He's facing away from goal when he gets the ball. Just turns into the bottom corner. 1-1 against Stuttgart. Now, if this is just one leg, do Stuttgart go through on away goals? Because if so, that's harsh. What's going to happen? Tommy with a free kick. We've got minutes left to play, seconds even left to play. The full-time whistle goes. It is a one-shot deal. Is it always a one-shot deal? Have I completely just ignored the fact that this is always been a one-shot deal in the Europa League? Right, I've asked the assistant to do the team talk. We've only done one sub, so Zeman is going to come off for Lukanovic, who, bear in mind, Lukanovic, by the way, he scored 1 goal, or 2 goals, 19 appearances off the bench, 9 starts, 2 goals. That is appalling, considering last year he scored 13 in 32 starts in the league. Do we do Nedlev for Mladenov? It's probably a risk, but we're doing it. Just more on fitness than anything else. Good news though, elsewhere it looks like Levski did manage to beat Bilbao, so they are through to the next round. It's looking like we might end up going all the way through to penalties. No highlights in the first half of extra time. I'm going to do a demand more just as we start the second half. Hopefully we can just start this off with a goal and then do nothing for the next 15 minutes. Are we allowed to do any more subs? Is this an option? Can I do Gayassi for Moller? I can. I can do one more sub. I don't know whether that's a good decision. We'll do that. Sure. We've done all of our subs. I probably should have looked at who was good at penalties because I've probably taken off a very good penalty taker. We have 1 minute of injury time to play. We've got 3 seconds of normal time. Is this going to be a proper highlight? Bressel with the ball. Just runs calmly forward. No challenges yet. Nenov gets it. Back to Shopov. Shopov needs to go somewhere. Plays it all the way across to Bressel. Now Lasana Dia. Mladenov. He's played it across. Nenov needs to get someone else involved. It's a bad pass. And now potentially Stuttgart can break. Mangala runs forward. Plays it to Massimo on the right-hand side. Crosses in. At the back is Tommy. And it is straight at Milkov. And Milkov is extremely grateful for that effort. We've got 15 seconds to play. It's going to go to penalties. And this now suddenly becomes anybody's ball game. Because we do still have... I think he's 17 now. But we've got a 17-year-old goalkeeper. And we've also taken off all of our best penalty takers, I think. We just do auto pick. So Dia, Shopov, Bressel, Nenov, Lukanovic. I mean, that's basically we've got Dia and Shopov, and then everyone else is pretty bad. I hate penalties. I hate penalties in real life. I hate penalties in Football Manager games. I love Angel Milkov. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. Lasina Dia steps up to take it. He is our best penalty taker, and he shows that by putting it straight down the middle. Donis now for VfB Stuttgart. Is it going to be Milkov saving a second penalty in a row? It is not. It's a great penalty from Donis. Stanislav Shopov steps up, the wonder kid, on loan from PSG. What is he going to do? It is in the back of the net. We are still in the lead. Akolo now for VfB. Come on, Angel. Come on, Angel. Do the business. It's straight down the middle. Why did you move? Bressel now steps up, the Slovenian. I feel like he's going to miss it. He hasn't missed it. He's placed it in the back of the net. It is 3-2. Come on, Angel. Do the business. Save another one. It's straight down the middle. Nenov steps up to take the penalty for us. And that is in the back of the net as well for 3. It is Vlad Kirishes versus Angel Milkov. If Kirishes misses or Milkov saves it, we will be going through. Steps up to take it. Milkov goes the right way, but Kirichez' penalty is in the right place. Oh my days. Of all the people, of all the players, Lukanovic is the deciding penalty for us. If he misses, we go through to a next round of penalties. If he scores, we go through. And Lukanovic has flippin' done it. We are through to the next round of the Europa League. And oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad we have managed to get through that. So the penalty victory against VfB Stuttgart puts us into the second knockout round. Levski also into the second knockout round. Somehow, both the Bulgarian teams, or 2 of the 3 Bulgarian teams that were in the Europa League, are still clinging on and just slowly working our way through. There's some big teams in the next round, very big teams, and by the looks of it, every home team went through, bar Austria Vienna, because they were playing Valencia. So we pick up some money, as we always do. Right, when is the second knockout round draw? 2 days' time. Okay, we are going to go forward to that, because we're not playing Ludogorets until 3 days' time, and I will return with the draw for the next round. I don't know whether the second knockout round is similar to the first, where there's only 1 leg. I'm assuming there is, so if that is the case, we want a home tie. I'm looking at some of the smaller teams. I'm looking at Braga. I'm looking at Levski. I don't know whether that's a good thing to look at Levski, but I'm looking at Levski. And yeah, that's probably it. Maybe Hamburg, possibly Borussia Mönchengladbach. Everyone else scares me a little bit. So we've been drawn first. We've now been put away against Borussia. What? We were the home team, but now we're the away team. Anyway, well, Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's okay. That's actually not the worst. And elsewhere, Levski are going to be playing Galatasaray. I reckon they could go through that one, you know. That is going to do it then for this episode. Next episode, we are probably, if we have a quick look at the fixtures, we're going to be going to around the Borussia Mönchengladbach game. And it does look like it is a 1-leg deal. So we'll have the Borussia Mönchengladbach game, and we'll have the first match of the championship group phase thing that happens in the Bulgarian league. Also, I have made a new signing. It's Vasilin Tenev from CSKA-Sofia. He's cost £2.3 million for the youngster, but he is 3.5 star current ability, 5-star potential. He's going to be our number 1 left back probably until the end of the season, which is essentially the end of the save. So yeah, next episode you'll probably see Vasilin Tenev also playing a couple of games for us. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019 with Botev Plovdiv. We are currently sat top of the table, now 4 points clear, because CSKA-Sofia have clearly started to close the gap on us. Ludogorets also not massively far behind. If you did enjoy this episode, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time with a match against Borussia Mönchengladbach and somebody. I don't know who this somebody is yet.